Hello out in Carton Land. We got the Hobby Nationals coming up at Tri County, and hope everybody go out there and enjoy themselves. I know we going to regardless. I had things come up on Facebook, and a fellow by the name of Chris Plank with RPM Factory. He had a little video up there, and it says the right karting mentality. Uh, you can go over and take a look at some of his videos. Kind of, gives a sense about, just doesn't matter what other people do, they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. It kind of helps you be at peace and still have a good time. Um, but go over there and punch in RPM Factory by Chris Plank. Check his videos out. It seemed were pretty good advice. And I looked at a few other ones. That's the first time I ever had seen his videos. Um, but while we out there, all of us out there is hustle bustle. Um, we're out there to go and take care of our own carts. Like with Jolie, she's running two different classes. She'll be running four races, and then got old Squirrel. He's gonna be running my cart in the amateur hobby. So we're gonna be busy, but you can take time to help others out. That's how we keep the community together. There's little things you can do here and there, and just help somebody out. And then if they don't take your advice, don't get mad at them. Um, they got 10,000 different other people telling them something. They get confused, but they'll learn after a while. And just remember, just because your path and the way you prep tires and your tire pressures you set may not be exactly what they need. They might need to tweak it a little bit. They might be running a different chassis. It's a different driver. Um, but don't get ill with them because they don't take your advice. Um, after a while, you might get aggravated where you might not want to help them. And I mean, I understand it. I've had that happen a few times myself. But just don't give up on them, and then that kind of hinders us working together in the cart community. And as far as like our newcomers and people that's learning like we're learning, there's a book from OKT. I know a lot of people's heard about it. It don't matter how much you know, knowledge is knowledge. You can be the best one out there on the track. Uh, you can still learn something new every day. How does this book help you?
It's really helped me have a deeper understanding of how the cart works on the track, um, including weight transfer, caster, camber, because you can have it explained to you, but this really visually shows you what's actually happening, which helps um, translate over to setup in the pits and all that, and you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, if you want to go ask people, but don't forget, they're not your mama, they're not your daddy. They ain't took you under their wing. You need to learn this stuff too. And one good tool is to go take and spend the money and purchase that book, read it, understand it. If there's some things you don't understand, there's plenty of people around that'll talk to you. And then on the ones that have been out there a while, you know yourself. I don't care how good you at. Sometimes just something just ain't working, and your mind is running 100,000 miles an hour, and you can't think. Well, that book will help you get back to square one sometimes. You know. Um, and another thing, just trying to be patient. Um, we've said this before. We always try to don't say it every time, but most of the time I try to tell Jolie before she goes out there to have fun and be safe. That's the main goal, and you can get out there and enjoy your day. And you get other people that might get you upset and angry. Brush it off. At one time you may have done something to make somebody else and made a mistake, angry and made a mistake or whatnot. And you want them to have understanding for you. But also there is some that just, oh well, I know how to say it just drives dirty. They're really overly aggressive drivers. What do you do with that, Joey?
Just work with it. Yeah.
Learn their moves.
Yeah.
And learn to deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with it anyway, so don't spoil your day.
Mm-hmm.
You get the ones that pretty much, from what you've seen, that do what we might say drive dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They got typical things they do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you've been able to learn what the few things that they do. So then
Mm-hmm.
you can always, okay, I know what they're gonna do going into turn 4 because this is the way they normally drive. Then you can react from that, and a lot of times you can get an advantage from it. Just don't go back and do an eye for an eye. Let them hang themselves. They'll learn after a while, and then if they don't, then just get out there and learn their moves, and then you'll feel better about being able to overcome and learn what to do to get around them issues. I know you said something about thinking out the box.
Yes, like I kind of used to think before, like some things were just set in stone, like that's the way it was done. Like can't caster, seat height, all that stuff. It was just kind of, I thought it was just set
It's
it.
one and done. The book says
Yeah.
set it like this.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's really not. I mean, it's just like everything else. It's just you have to experiment with it. Even if you think it won't work, sometimes it does. You have to see for yourself. Because it's going to be different from driver to driver, cart to cart. It might not work for 9 other people, but it'll work for this one person. So
Well, you look at it like this. If you done bad last week, you got to change something. What you gonna do is do bad this week.
Yeah.
Or it might be an advantage, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna know till you try it. And don't. There's certain things that's set in stone with the way these carts work. It doesn't matter what you do. There's certain things you just cannot change.
Mm-hmm.
You might can enhance it, but it's set. That is set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really change the laws of physics.
Yeah.
But you can fiddle with it and enhance it.
Mm-hmm.
And always remember too, just because one guy's running up front or gal is running up front and they're out there every week, just because of the way their cart's set up and the way they do their tires is not going to work. The only way that's going to work is if that person that's running up front sets the cart up, works with the driver, and tailors to the driver, and the driver tailors to the way they work the cart, do the tires and stuff like that. Me and Jolie, she's got her, what'd you say, expertise she does, but we still communicate and bounce stuff off each other. But there's certain things just kind of, we do try to do everything together. But the only way it's going to work, getting advice from somebody most of the time, is for their advice to completely work is if they're working with a driver. What they're telling you is the area you start in, and then you tweak it for your driver. It's not a go buy a recipe and cook this cake. It's never going to be like that because there's too many variables in it. But is that about all we had?
Yep.
Well, everybody go out to Tri-County this coming weekend, have a good time with. Hopefully, we can go ahead and get the Hobby Nationals in. I know a lot of people's been kind of talking about how many times it's been canceled, but things happen. We are racing outdoors. Uh, we got to deal with the weather, all this stuff. And always remember, the track is not always going to be silky smooth, no bumps. I don't care how good they get the track, there's going to be something on it you don't like. If you don't like bumps and you want the track to be exactly perfect, the same way, the same time, go run asphalt. It's not going to change that much. They can go out there and do the track, and 10 minutes later, something will change. The weather changes. There's no telling. There's too many variables. So just try to be thankful for the hard work that the track puts in, all the people to get the track ready for us to go out there and have a good time. I mean, there's always things everybody can do different. But they're the ones out there doing it. Instead of complaining to them, go thank them. And, we thank everybody everywhere we go. We thank the hard work and stuff they put in. Every time we go, before we leave, we go tell them thank you. And that goes a long way. Go think about the stress they got to go under to put on just a Saturday night race. But I hope everybody has a good weekend wherever you're racing at. And I think that's about it. Y'all have a good one.